I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test part 302. Developed Administrations part 3, that is on page 116, while doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, that is at your own risk. Now we are a little bit halting before we are starting to learn what is written here. And that is because I want to understand what we learn. We cannot just learn something without knowing what it is. That's one of the main reasons, and the other one is I don't want to say the Senate in Wales can do these 4 things: education, training, health and social services, economic development and housing. I don't want to say they can do that if they can do 15 other things. I don't want to think they can do that if they actually can also do agriculture or infrastructure. I don't want to go through the world and thinking the Senate in Wales can do these things. That leads me to the conclusion they cannot do infrastructure. They cannot do traffic. So I want to know what we are actually learning here. And that is why we are waiting and trying to find out what is written here. What are these informations? We understand them mostly, but I want to know what we're learning here. And to know what we will know, not that we're using the information wrong. Let's just read it. The Senate formed in 1999 in Cardiff, which is the capital of Wales. It has 60 members, the so-called SMs. The elections are every 4 years, and the powers, since 2011, it can make law without UK Parliament in 21 areas, including education and training, health and social services, economic development, housing. The Scottish Parliament, in Scotland, I guess, formed in 1999 in Edinburgh. It's not completely clear that the Scottish Parliament is in Scotland. Where's the Senate? How can we know that the Senate is in Wales? It's formed in 1999 in Cardiff, capital of Wales. Now it can be that it just means that Cardiff is the capital of Wales. The Senate doesn't have to be in Cardiff. And it was formed there. It can also have the administration rights in Wales. The UK Parliament is in London, but it has its rights in Wales. So we don't know directly that the Scottish Parliament is in Scotland and what it has to say for Scotland. And they're never specifically saying that. If they're just putting out a bunch of data without saying what they are, that's just having a bunch of numbers without knowing what they belong to. A diagram without any descriptions is useless. More, even worse, if we learn it, we have just a bunch of numbers. And we're assuming these numbers mean something. Of course, we're intelligent to think with the Scottish Parliament is in Scotland, but what are the 21 areas in which the Senate can rule? Are these 21 geographical areas or 21 subjects, 21 things like education, like something else? The Scottish Parliament, formed in 1999 in Edinburgh. Members 129 MSPs. It can change, I think. I don't think it's always 129. This is certainly sometimes maybe 128. Elections. Use a form of proportional representation. Do we mean like constituencies in England? That there's one person for an area and when they come into the House of Commons. Powers. In all areas not specifically reserved by the UK Parliament. See above, including civil and criminal law, so that is what the Scottish Parliament can do. Civil and criminal law, health, education, planning, additional tax-raising powers. I think that seems to be the biggest difference, so that in Scotland the Scottish Parliament can do civil and criminal law and additional tax-raising powers. It cannot do defence, foreign affairs, social security, and it says that most taxation is done in London by the central UK government. Here's additional, so there's both. So in Scotland there is from London and from additional from Scotland. And then from the local towns and communities. There was the Northern Ireland Parliament 1922 until 1972. There is, but it has been suspended multiple times, the Northern Ireland Assembly, established after the Belfast Agreement in 1998. So that must be the Good Friday Agreement. Members 90 MLAs. What is with MLAs? Elections use a form of proportional representation. Ministerial offices shared between main parties. We're going to make you splits. So we're going to do here the developed administrations vis-a-vis 3 parts, and then we're making what we have here written for the Welsh government. So we're getting first the tablet, and then we're getting more explanation what the tablet means. What a blur, how it's called. We're getting firstly all that, and then we're getting for each of these senates, or for each of these government, the devolved governments, a little more explanation. So, in Northern Ireland Assembly, it uses a form of proportional representation, and ministerial offices are shared between main parties. The powers in areas including education, agriculture, the environment, health, social services, and it has been suspended multiple times. So with that, we're ending the parts to devolved administrations, and we will continue in the next part with the Welsh government. I said something, we don't have pictures to open. We have a picture for the Senate, for the Scottish Parliament, and the Northern Ireland Assembly. So we're gonna, if you're here for more to that, then you can go directly to the next part of the Welsh government. Otherwise, we're gonna do now morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, that is the next. Moving the legs with moving shoulder by the part standing, and we're doing forward shoulder side as well, back, and front, and down. Back, front, and down. And last time. And we go in front. And the last time. And now we're breathing in, we're lifting the shoulders up. And we're breathing out, letting them fall down. And breathing in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. And the last time in. And out. Now the upper plucker, we're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're reaching high, pretending to take an apple, hanging high on an apple branch. And we're turning the apple a bit around. And because the apple is not just going off, even more turning it, it's plucking. So we're plucking the apples. But we're not actually doing the movement. So we're just turning. So we're doing a movement of picking, but apples are together with the stem. So it's plucked. I don't know, I'm gonna look at exactly. And it also have a plucker. I'm gonna look exactly in the definition between picking and plucking. Everyone is saying apples are picked, but I think they are plucked. Just want to take that next bit. But I'm gonna look into it. We are doing now the shifter. The legs are standing wide apart, and we're breathing in and lifting the arms up to a T. And we're breathing out and shifting over to one side. And we're breathing in and coming back into the middle. And out over to the side. Again, in into the middle. And out over to one side. And in into the middle. And out over to one side. Again, in into the middle. And it's a bit another time. Out over to one side. In into the middle. And out last time to one side. Again, in into the middle. That was the shifter. Now we're doing the buffalo fighting its hangout. We're leaning onto our knees. We're breathing in. And out, we bring one shoulder in front. And again in, and one shoulder back. And out the other shoulder in front. Again, in the middle. And out and shoulder in front. And in. And out. And again in. Und so weiter und weiter. And out and shoulder in front. Again in. Out. Again in. And out, hanging down. Breathe again in. And out on the leg. Breathe again in. And out over to the other leg. Breathe again in. Out back into the middle. You're breathing again in. And out, we're coming slowly up and around back, making the top but backwards, shoulder roll. Now we're going to pose the torso pointing to the outside. We're having an ulnar space between the heels. We're lifting arms up, breathing in. And out, and we're going down. We're placing the elbows against the inside of the knees. And we're breathing in, and we're straightening up the back. And then out with the back up. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in and straight up the back. And out with the back up. And again in. And out. Last time to garden pose. We're breathing in. And out, we're coming slowly up in one straight line and breathing out. And now the seahorse pose. Here in good standing leg, we're placing the heel of a mobile leg on top of the knee of a standing leg. Do this only if you can do it without injuring your knee. We're breathing in and out, and we're coming down. I wanted to go to the artists, but let's just have it here. We had rain stop play, an expression from cricket in everyday life. Rain stopped play. When we're having betting on a sticky wicket. Betting on a sticky wicket. Rain stop play, betting on a sticky wicket. And we're changing the leg. And we're going down. Rain stop play and betting on a sticky wicket. And then playing a straight bet. That's much bigger than this one. Betting on a sticky wicket. Rain stop play and betting on a sticky wicket. Rain stop play, betting on a sticky wicket. Okay. So we could do now something else. Why not? We have 2 minutes. I think we can all the festivals. I don't know one which I would not know. Yes, I know one. The last one. Vaishakhi. Vaishakhi, also spelled Vaishakhi. It is a Sikh festival which celebrates the founding of a Sikh community known as the culture. Vaishakhi. We're doing a Vaishakhi. Vaishakhi. April 14th. Vaishakhi is celebrated on the 14th of April. It's a Sikh festival. Vaishakhi. Vaishakhi, celebrated on the 14th April, and it is a Sikh festival. Now, I don't understand why the Snowdon in Snowdonia has such a picture with so much snow and it's just 1,000 meters up. And I thank you very much, and until next time.